Hey, it's me, Perry, and in today's video, I am going to be flipping some thrift store finds. Let's get into it. So, you may be asking, Perry, where have you been for... Oh, so it's been a year. So you may be wondering where I've been for a year. I was actually drafted for the Army, and I had to fight for a year. It was really hard and stuff, but honestly worth it. Anyway, some new stuff going on with me. I'm actually heading off to college in 1 month. Yeah. So that'll be crazy. I am attending the University of California, San Diego, and my major is visual arts, media, so hey, this is media of the week. Hit me up with advice for college, or if you want to see some of that college content, please let me know down below, because I don't honestly know if you want to see me like on the brink of psychosis from trying to pick out what color my sheet should be. Yeah. Anyways, it's actually time to start the video now. For real. Okay, so for this skirt, clearly it is too big, and that is because the elastic had worn out, so I'm just going to be replacing that. So first what you're going to do is cut out the old elastic, and you're going to need to seam rip along both of the side seams of the skirt, like I'm doing here. That's because otherwise you won't be able to remove the elastic. So once you pull out that old elastic, you're gonna have to put in a new one, and to measure the size you want, you're just going to wrap it around your waist at the point where you want it to sit, and make sure that the elastic isn't being pulled too much so that you can easily take on and off your skirt, and that way we won't have to install a zipper. Here you can see that I put the elastic through the waistband, and I used a paper clip, which I do not recommend. I recommend using a safety pin to shimmy it all the way through there. And as you can see here, I tied a knot on one side so that it wouldn't fall into the middle of the waistband. And I'm just going to sew a seam right there so that on either side of the gap where the string should be, the elastic is being secured in place. So you're just gonna sew 2 little seams down the elastic. I found a thread that matches the color of my skirt, and now I'm just sewing on 2 loops on either side seam so that I can thread the ribbon through. I've had this shirt for a really long time, and I've never liked it because of the weird cut of the cups, I guess. And so I am just going to be sewing them at the angle I showed in that little clip there. First, I am putting in some pins so that it stays in place while I'm sewing it. And this fabric was extremely difficult to work with because there were 2 layers and the mesh kept moving around, and so I just tried to keep it as flat as possible as I was sewing down. After I was done sewing it, there were the little extra fabric flaps kind of sticking up, so I just used some liquid seam to keep those down, and I put some heavy books on top of it while it dried. And this is the after. So I think this looks much better. I don't know if it was just me who didn't like that cut before, but yeah. For this one, I am just going to be putting some rips in the knees of these Levi jeans. So I just took some blue chalk and bent my knee and drew a line where I wanted the rip to be. You will need a piece of wood, some tweezers, a box cutter. So first thing you want to do is obviously put the piece of wood under so you don't cut through both sides. Now just cut straight across and make sure it is lined up evenly. And then I kind of just go in and pull at the threads and rip them out. And honestly, you just keep doing this until it's like as distressed as you want it. I also used a sandpaper block to kind of rough up the edges.
One day is not so bad for you. I'm sorry if I hurt you. I'm sorry if it got that bad. I'm sorry I can't help you. Somebody should have had your back. I tried, but I don't think so.
And repeat on the other side.
It was me who was fucking up. I gave all I could give, but it seems like it never really was enough. I changed my whole life when I learned to ignore them. I changed my whole life up. Maybe it was not enough. I don't think I'm allowed to make a deal with your selfish ways. They're acting vicious out there.
And this is the final look.
I'm sorry if I hurt you. I'm sorry if it got that bad. I'm sorry I can't help you.
Next is this blue pencil skirt, which I actually thrifted probably 4 years ago, and I just never got around to altering it. But I just wanted to hem the skirt, so here I am marking it with blue chalk, and then I went around and pinned at 5.5 inches. The trick for this is to make sure you are sewing as straight as possible and not making wavy lines. Finally, this is the last flip, and it is a turquoise blue cargo skirt. So for this one, I am going to be dyeing it black. I used this RIT dye from Michael's, and basically you just pour in a cup of salt and make sure you shake up the dye really well, and then pour it into enough water to cover your fabric.
Are you in love with him?
I guess I'll never really know. I let mine soak for about an hour, but at least 30 minutes. And then here is after, and this part was crazy. You basically have to rinse it out until the water comes off clean, and I was probably washing this thing for 20 minutes, so it takes a long time to get all the dye out. And this is the after. So this turned out really cool because the thread stayed that blue color and kind of gave it a contrast stitching, which I think is really cool. Alrighty guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys can recreate your own thrift flips and get some inspiration out of this video. And yeah, let me know if you enjoyed it down below, and I'll see you later, losers. And I will be seeing you outside. Cash me outside. How about that? Later, losers.
Often I'm upset that I cannot fall in love, but I guess this avoids the stress of falling out of it. Are you tired of me yet? I'm a little sick right now, but I swear when I'm ready I will fly us out of it.